Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Welcome to the Enter The Fangirls podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Lexie, and we're two girls with a slight obsession of everything pop culture.
We have Macy back again today.
It's me.
This is basically a continuation of our comfort show episode.
Yeah, we were going to do this in that episode, but it got very long. So, yeah.
Had to make a part two.
Yeah. But at least it gives us, more time to talk about these. Because I'm more of a movie person, so I feel like I'll have more to say about them.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll definitely be fun. We picked 5 of our most watched or, favorite movies, kind of the same.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk about them and why we love them and all that.
We all have a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
So we're
That's
gonna,
probably why we're friends, though.
Yeah, honestly. So we're gonna jump off of everyone, but we all have our own separate 5. But
yeah, we're all gonna be talking about it together.
So in reality, this is more of our 8 top favorite movies, considering that Sam has one of mine, Macy has one of mine.
I think we each have one that the other hasn't seen or doesn't really care for, which will be kind of interesting.
You have multiple, just because I'm not a movie
person.
Ooh,
I do, yeah.
I'm trying to become a movie person. If you want to follow my Letterboxd, or don't, because my
we'll
reviews
plug
are
our Letterboxd.
pretty shit. I don't know what my Letterboxd is.
Do that.
Mine is Samantha167.
Mine is 90s Reese, I think, and is obviously Elle Woods laying in her bed, heartbroken.
Mine is Jamie Lee Curtis standing in front of a collection of placards from all of our movies.
I love that.
My Letterboxd is A.L. Moskowski. You can figure out how to spell that, because I'm not spelling that.
Just find one of us on Letterboxd, and then you'll find Lexie.
Yeah, we all
stalk
follow
me.
each other.
That's the easiest way. But yeah, so I guess we'll just jump into it.
Yeah.
Who would like to start?
Macy, you could start.
Okay, so which one do I talk about first? I guess I'll do the one, this was going to be my comfort movie, and it's a controversial comfort movie, but it's not a controversial movie. Pretty sure everyone loves this movie, but comfort is kind of to make a long story short, it's Titanic. Anyway,
let me just say, every time Macy says this is her comfort movie, I am flabbergasted, because this movie absolutely wrecks me. I need a week to recover from this movie, because the second the boat starts sinking, I'm in tears.
So remember, I loved this movie when I was younger, and I had the VHS tapes where
I have them in my closet.
I need to get them again. But I loved that there was obviously 2 parts, because you couldn't fit the whole movie on one tape.
Yeah.
I remember I would watch it so much. And I remembered when it cut off in the first tape to go to the second one. There's just, I don't know what I loved so. Well, no, I do know what I loved so much about it.
I loved it as a kid too. I don't know where it changed for me that it's such a traumatic movie now, but it just is. I think when it comes to movies in general, I'm very sensitive, I find.
It's just so well made, and from being
so
the 90s,
pleasing. It's just very pretty.
Yeah. For being the 90s, the CGI, everything is so good.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would ever remake it, because it's just even in the 90s, it was so it felt so real. And
it's one of the most best looking movies I think I've ever seen.
Too. But I was also you know how everybody, when you grow up, people are you're obsessed with certain things as a kid. Some people are obsessed with mummies, or they get obsessed with they want to be a marine biologist when they grow up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
a Titanic history kid.
Dude, yeah.
So there was that too, but I also Titanic museums, where they have like memorabilia from the movie and full wreckage, and I've been twice. But anyway, so it's a 4-hour long movie, but I will sit and watch it any day, anytime.
It doesn't feel like a 4-hour movie though.
No, it does to me. Like
it does
I
at times, but
like
I feel like I just kind of get sucked into it. That I'm just like, okay, this doesn't feel. Especially that last half of the movie, like that just feels.
Well, yeah, because everything's kind of happening, and it's because like at the beginning, it's just kind of like, oh, we're on the boat, we're going to New York, and then like shit hits the fan, you know. But
shit hits an iceberg.
So Titanic. Iconic lines in the film. I'd rather be his wife.
Also a Twin Peaks
Also
line.
a Twin Peaks. Also that. So many good things I love about it. And I don't start crying until the very end when Rose imagines Jack and everyone who
don't make me cry.
At the staircase. That's when it gets me. It takes that long, but it gets me there.
I don't think I've actually seen Titanic from beginning to end. I've like seen like obviously parts of it, and I've seen like the major like stuff.
All right, podcast episode making Lexie watch Titanic.
Yes.
It's 4 hours long. That's where it kills me.
Yeah, but Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio.
So good.
Just
I thought about getting a Titanic tattoo.
Ooh,
hear me out, Sam.
What would you get?
Okay, I would want to get, but the reference make it count. That little note to Rose.
Yeah.
I would like it in the handwriting. He wrote it on that little piece of paper.
That's cute.
Oh, that is cute. Even though I have no idea what you're talking about, but that is cute.
There you go. That's the next movie you need to watch.
Yes, please.
Too long. Oh
God. You can watch it in bits, you know.
No, I can't.
You can skip the boring stuff.
Pretend it's like a mini series, and
to be fair, I kind of hate all the stuff with the kids, like Rose's grandkids. I kind of don't like them. So like you can skip those.
Rose's grandkids.
Or like whoever they are at the very beginning of the movie when they're like doing the underwater stuff. Like it's important, but like I just don't.
Oh, when they find the drawing.
That's I'm just like, just bring me, I'm just like, transport me back to the 1912, like, just bring me there, leave me there.
You have to wait until she says, it's been 84 years.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I get it, but she's like, do you want to hear the story or not? And then she goes, 84 years, and I can still smell the fresh paint. And then it transports you there.
Well, this one's loosely based off a true story. It's The Devil Wears Prada.
I've never seen that.
Okay, that's.
I saw it years ago, and I don't remember how I felt about it.
It ruined the whole podcast.
It's okay. It's okay. I feel like it's not. Well, I know why Sam doesn't watch it.
Why don't I watch it?
Because you don't like Anne Hathaway.
I don't mind her.
Don't. I love Anne.
I've seen it. I just haven't watched it in years. I own it. I just haven't watched it since the first time.
Own it, but you. Okay.
Because I owned it to watch it because it wasn't on anything.
Okay, fair.
Dude, my movie collection is filled with things I've never seen.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I will admit, Anne Hathaway's character is kind of annoying in this. Like, she's definitely not my favorite character. My favorite character is Stanley Tucci's character, just because he has so many iconic lines.
Stanley Tucci.
I love him.
I also just, like, we always talk about Macy's one really odd male crush is Ross Lynch. Mine's Stanley Tucci.
That was one time, like,
and we'll never let you forget it.
You're never letting me go.
My God.
But fun fact, Stanley Tucci met his wife on this movie. because it's Emily Blunt's sister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Stanley Tucci posted a picture of him and Ski at Thanksgiving last year
Uh-huh.
or something like that, just for everyone.
That's like such a great family, though.
It is. I always hope I run into Emily Blunt and John Krasinski like on the street in New York City. I'm
rooting for you.
Thank you. I want it to happen.
Fingers crossed.
Where was I? This went down a lot of side roads.
Stanley Tucci's your favorite character.
Okay, yes, he is. He's just, I love, if you don't watch the movie, just watch the gag reel of this movie, because it's one of them that I will always just put on and always laugh at, because it's so funny. And it's also really funny watching Meryl Streep character, because obviously Miranda Priestley is very like tight ass, like no emotion, monotone voice. So for her to screw up and then just start laughing, I think is super funny. Also, I think her white hair is iconic in this movie, and I love her long, like blondish, it's starting to turn gray, but it's okay hair, but the white short hair,
it's just beautiful. Like a boss ass bitch style.
It is.
She's an actor.
She is.
Even though I haven't seen it, I definitely
who
that character is.
Yeah.
I quote that movie a lot. I will just walk around during the spring and be like, florals for spring, groundbreaking. Just, it's funny, and I love it. And whenever it's on, no matter what point of the movie, like, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the epitome of a comfort movie.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's not the best movie ever made, but, like, it's like a warm hug.
The early two
very odd warm hug.
All of my movies are that.
It's where was it? John was on the Graham Norton show. Fun fact, I love the Graham Norton show, even though we don't even get him here. But John was on the Graham Norton show, or was it Emily? Maybe both of them. They were both on for when they were doing press for Quiet Place. And Emily talked about that she came home one day and John was watching The Devil Wears Prada, and there's a scene where Anne Hathaway, I think it's Annie, her character's name Annie. I probably should know the characters in my favorite movie. It's fine. But there's a montage of all their outfits, and then John's like watching it and he's like, and there it is. Like pointing out his favorite outfit. Like he's watched it 74 times.
Aww.
I love that.
I love that man.
He's so sweet.
Cute.
It was written by a woman.
He
John
was.
Krasinski.
He was.
Maybe I'll need to give it another shot.
I will
definitely not groundbreaking. I'll tell you that.
No, but I feel like it's like a classic.
It is. Yeah. It's based off a book. It's loose.
I do remember liking it. I think I was just too young when I watched it that I didn't fully appreciate it.
Oh, I could do the entire monologue about the belt. Or no.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Is that the one where it's like it's not blue, it's cerulean or something like that?
It's not blue, it's not lapis.
So my first one is Dirty Dancing. So I remember vividly watching this movie as a kid because I loved the scene where she walks in, she's like, I carried a watermelon, and it just kind of like always stuck with me throughout my life. And then like sometime years ago, like I hadn't watched it in years, and then I just like saw it on the shelf and I'm just like, okay, why don't I watch this? And ever since then, I've become like completely hooked on it. I know every single line, like it's like so comforting to me. And like the casting is so good. The music is so good. It just like it's such like a feel good movie to me. And like it definitely has its problems. Like the main like drama in it is an abortion.
Yeah.
So like not the most, whatever, but it's just so good. And like it's a classic for a reason. And I mean, I'm also kind of in love with Patrick Swayze. So anything with him really just, it can't be a bad movie to me. But like so many like just iconic scenes, like the hungry eyes scene, the final dance, the Love is Strange scene, Lexie knows, like
Oh, I sing that song like once a week.
it's so good. I think more people need to watch this movie because I just think it's a 10 out of 10. I
Yeah,
love it.
everyone should watch that movie. And also, Dirty Dancing is right behind you. The picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
I was like staring at it the whole
Yep.
time, but you're totally right. It's such a classic. Like I don't know. There's been so many references and other things to Dirty. Like it's
Yeah.
that good. Like everyone says, nobody puts baby in the corner, or classic stuff like that. Everyone knows that stuff.
Yeah.
So
And it's like kind of funny too. Like the sister is like a total ditz, but she kind of like just brings that comedic relief.
Yes.
Not that it like really needs it, but like it's not like a funny movie, but like having those little like laughs is kind of
yeah.
like welcomed.
Not to bring this up, how do you feel about that remake?
Awful.
It's horrible.
It's so
it's so bad. Like I feel like
Sorry.
it could have been a lot better.
No, I agree.
If they hadn't have sang everything themselves. Because what was the point in that?
Yeah.
Like
The
I did
casting
not.
sucked.
The casting was horrible. I'm sorry. It should have been Nicole Scherzinger as Baby, or Sarah Hyland as Baby.
I like that Sarah was a sister.
I think she did fit that well.
Yeah.
But then again, Nicole also fit the role of Penny. But okay, just Abigail Breslin was not Baby,
No.
and the guy was not
No.
Johnny.
No.
Mm-mm.
I just feel like that's a movie where
So
you
bad.
shouldn't remake it because it's never gonna go well. There are like some movies that I'm just like, just don't remake them. I don't like remakes in general really, but like, just don't do it.
This is kind of like a musical like childhood favorite, and it is the Brandy version of Cinderella.
Okay.
I've never
There's
seen
in
it, but I
Whitney
want
Houston.
to.
And
It's good.
when they put it on Disney Plus, I think I cried because it's like one of my favorites. I remember it was an ABC movie or whatever, and that's when I got obsessed with the Cinderella music. Only Cinderella musical film adaptation. So the brand Cinderella musical. It was so good. You got Whoopi Goldberg. You got Victor Goldberg.
My king.
These days.
I also just think having Whitney Houston as the fairy godmother is incredible.
Yes.
So good.
Love Whitney Houston.
Bernadette Peters. I didn't even know that was Bernadette Peters, and I was obsessed with her already. So
Who
it
does
was
she
like
play?
The mom.
she plays the evil stepmother.
Oh, I can so
Yeah.
see that. I kind of love that.
And also like the vibe of it is very like early 2000s, even set back in the Cinderella days. You can tell like the outfits are very
Yeah.
2000s, and it's just so good. And Brandy looks so beautiful in her like Cinderella dress.
I think I've
I love it.
always
I
like
can watch it
wanted
over
to
and
watch
over
it, but I've never been like big on Cinderella. Like I don't think that was ever my favorite. So like I just don't gravitate towards the remakes that they do. But I do want to
music
see
is
it
so
because I
good
think
that-
it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've watched it.
I
That
love
is the
Brandy though
only
too.
musical.
Like she's incredible. I love
She's
her
from-
in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Like
Yeah,
she's
I
in
forgot
that,
she was in
and I
that.
just kind of like she's in
sequel.
the sequel.
Yeah, that movie is just a childhood favorite, and it reminds me of like early 2000s childhood vibes, and I'm all about nostalgia, so I love being transported back to those days where things were simpler. So yeah, I thought that was like I guess underrated favorite. 'Cause I didn't know so many people had it before, like it became a big deal when it was put on Disney Plus.
I think people just
I
like
rewatched
really
it.
like the newest Cinderella, not the Camila Cabello one, the Lily James one.
My next one is, I feel like people might have seen this, but I feel like no one's seen it because it's like low-key a sports movie, but it's The Blind Side. Macy
So
knows
good.
Of course, I've seen it.
Macy, well, of course, Macy's seen it, and Macy knows the real reason why I love this movie.
Yes.
It's really such a good movie, though.
It is
a
such
good movie.
I feel like
I watched it multiple times.
I watch it every time it's on. I also can quote the first
so
opening.
good.
I can quote the
Yeah.
opening monologue. It's fine.
That's like my mom like will always say like there are some movies that she like if they're on TV she will always watch it, and that's one of hers.
Yeah, that's my mom's.
Mm.
Yeah.
My mom wishes she was Leanne Tui. She's never gonna be Leanne Tui. But it's so if y'all didn't know, I went to school in the South. I went to school like Michael Orr. Macy went to the school that Michael Orr goes to.
I did.
So
Went to Ole Miss.
ready, just sing the fight song, Macy. Sing it.
I think that's another movie that was like perfectly casted.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's really good.
It's such a good job
Yeah.
with the voice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I never would have put. I love Sandra Bullock, but I never would have put her in this role. But like, I can't picture anyone else doing it.
Yeah, she won an Academy Award for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she did phenomenal.
She did.
So, Alexie, you love this movie because Raven's in it.
Yes.
Your man.
So like, if you guys didn't know too, that when all the coaches like come to his school, I mean to their house, like those are actually like college football coaches. And Nick Saban, even though he's coaching LSU in the movie, is the head coach of my alma mater. And they did like a behind the scenes like clip of like all like the coaches like coming in to talk, and of course Nick Saban tears up the script and he's like, I am not reading this because this is not how it's gonna go, how it normally goes, and he just completely like said whatever he wanted to say. I love that man. Also
Titled Alabama person.
Yeah. But that Tim McGraw's also in it, which I love Tim McGraw, but even though he looks like a baby, but like I love him.
So sexy.
Yeah.
It's man.
Also, I love the line. Kathy Bates is also in this movie, which I think is like so good.
Yeah.
I love that line where where Michael might go to Tennessee, but there's bodies underneath the field.
Yeah.
Yes, he'll go to Ole Miss. I was like, yes, Kathy. Tell him to go to Ole Miss.
I like the scene where they're Leanne's interviewing her, and she goes, she's like, I want to tell you something, and I forgot what the line is, but she literally just looks at her, and she's like, I'm a Democrat, and Leanne's like, okay. Which I think is hilarious.
I love Kathy.
There's also just so many good quotable stuff from that movie. I love the scene where like where he first starts to actually do really good at football, and Leanne shuts the hillbilly up behind her. It's just like a good like inspirational movie as well.
It's like one of those ones you finish and you just have like full body goosebumps.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just watched something special.
I did.
It also makes me talk with a southern accent for like a week.
Yes. It's so good.
It's really good. I haven't watched it in a while, but I remember like it would like on Thanksgiving for some reason it always plays like back to back for some reason. I don't get why. I'm Canadian. Don't know why, but
it's because it's so inspirational.
That must be it.
It's just a
Found
nice
family.
What's that line in it where you something my child? What is it you say? You something my child. You mess with my child. What is it? It's like
Is it like you mess with my child, you mess with me or something like that?
You got. I feel like she said something about horns.
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Why can't I think of it now?
you threaten my son. You threaten me.
Also,
Sandra Bullock with a southern accent is kind of everything to me.
it's everything.
I love it.
And her outfits are
Her
everything.
power struts across the football
yeah.
field in high heels, everything.
Damn.
So good.
I could watch that later.
Southern again before. I don't know. She's good at a southern accent.
She is. Where was she raised? Kansas?
Virginia.
Oh, I did know that.
Okay, so my next one is, I don't think either of you have seen it, but Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
I haven't.
No.
Okay, this movie, like, okay, you need to watch it because it's not great. Like, it's admittedly not a great movie, but
You're selling it right now.
It's so
Yeah.
damn good. Like, okay, it's not going to win any awards. It's so stupid, but it's, like, one of the best movies I've ever watched in my entire life. It's got, like, everything. Like, it's got wild fashion choices. It's got, like, iconic lines I quote to this day. And then, like, the best dance sequence I have ever seen in my entire life, where three people do an interpretive dance to Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. It's everything to me. It's everything. And it has Lisa Kudrow and Mira Sorvino. And Mira Sorvino is putting on the weirdest, like, Valley Girl accent thing, and it's hilarious. It's so good. I don't even remember, like, how I discovered this movie. I think it was just, like, on Netflix, and I'm like, okay, like, I'll give it a shot. The most 90s movie ever. It's brilliant. And I remember, like, reading reviews of it on Letterboxd, and people are like, David Lynch definitely stole Mulholland Drive from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
I saw that.
And I just think that is kind of amazing. But, I don't even know how to, like, describe why I love this movie so much, but our friend, like, Liv also really likes this movie. I wish she was here to, like, vouch for me that it's a good movie. But it's so good. I adore it. There are just so many lines that, like, kill me. Like, that is another one that I know every word to. I will put on anytime it's on TV. Not that it's ever on TV, but so good. Highly recommend.
I feel like it's something that a lot of people have seen. And it's like a favorite.
Yeah, it's
like,
just, like, such an easy watch. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's one you don't have to take too seriously, too. Like, it's just, like, one you put on, you, like, turn off your brain and just kind of go along with the ride. And also has, like, a bunch of Quentin Tarantino references, which I just think is really funny that he was involved in this movie.
So, I'm not a big sci-fi. Let me throw that out there. I don't care for, like, superhero stuff. I don't care the base and the ship is being hacked by a
Yeah.
stick. I'm not that kind of person.
I don't think any of us are, so apologies if you are. We've never really kind of delved into that.
It's just
I'm just not a science person.
But also sometimes this is just so, like, random.
I feel like it's kind of hard to do.
I'm sorry, Star Wars they're like, the whole dialogue is just them saying, like, motherboard is being transported into blah, 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 some stuff I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like
I also think, like, with sci-fi movies, and this might be unpopular, I feel like nothing really new is ever done. Like, a lot of it kind of follows the same structure. And maybe that's kind of why I'm turned off by them, because I'm just like, I'm kind of just watching the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, again, like I said, I'm not into science, though. Like, just not for me.
Yeah.
And I admit that.
This was a movie that an ex made me sit watch, and I, like, was so into him that I was like, okay, sit here and watch for 3 hours.
It's 3 hours?
I think I made him sit down. I think I made him watch Twin Peaks or something. So like I had no choice. I had to.
Yeah, but Twin Peaks is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't share that show with
For
anybody.
everyone, you know. But so I sat down and it was Interstellar. Let me tell you something about Interstellar. I cried. There's certain point I've watched it more than once. There are so many points in that movie that it's so good, and the movie spans over several years. I don't know. It's not only that, but Hans Zimmer did the music for the movie, and Hans Zimmer's soundtracks are always so like emotional, and you have like a reaction to it, like it makes you emotional, like his music. But it's so good, and yes, it's space. McConaughey, him and Anne Hathaway go into space, but it's just like, oh, there's so many things in it that are just so great.
I've seen like stills and like clips from it, and it looks like a really like beautiful movie.
It really is, and like coming from does not like space stuff. This is, I mean, it's one of my favorite movies now.
Yeah.
Watched it one time and it like just changed me. It was so good, and the fact that I cried so many times through at different things.
Yeah.
Oh, it just gets you, and I think watch it even if you're not a fan of that kind of stuff.
I always
It's so
get this
good.
movie mixed up with Gravity.
In Gravity.
Isn't
Whatever.
Gravity like kind of hated?
Yes.
Okay, so
I
that's why
feel like
and
Gravity's
Sandra Bullock.
hated.
That's why I get the two. Yes, that's the one with Sandra Bullock. That's the reason why I get these two movies mixed up. Because Sam told me that this was one of your favorite movies. I was like, really? I feel like I hear so much shit about this movie. Because I was like, it's Sandra Bullock and Matthew McConaughey. And then...
No. It's just, I don't know. It's so good. It's for several years. Like, they're in space for so long, but space-time doesn't equate time. And things move faster on Earth. And they're, like, still the same age. And, like, his kids up. And Jessica Chastain grows up without her dad because he's still in space. Oh, it's just a whole thing, and I'm trying to be just not say as much because I could just go on.
I need to watch this movie because I'm very confused, but like also very intrigued.
Oh, I read like a Wikipedia article on it, and I was so lost. I'm like, I don't understand.
I feel like that's something you can't read. You have to watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is. I'll leave it at that because I mean, yeah, it's a long movie, so I don't need to explain the whole thing to you, but yeah.
I'll go to my musical one, which I have two. We're going to talk about the other one later, but this actually might be the first movie musical I watched. Actually, that's a lie. I think the first one was Newsies, and I think I watched that in social studies when I was in like 6th grade. But this one I watched when I was homesick, and I fell in love, and I watch it once again every single time it's on, no matter what part it's at, but it's Chicago. And I was probably like 11 or 12 when I first watched this movie. Should an 11 and 12-year-old watch a movie about women in jail? Maybe not.
Oh, good.
No, it's so
I have seen this. I think we should be proud of me because I'm not a musical person, but I have seen this and I loved it.
Well, I mean, it's also super hard for musicals to win Oscar Best Picture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
did for good reason. Just incredible. The music's incredible. The costumes are incredible. The sets are incredible. Catherine Zeta-Jones was actually pregnant while filming this movie. Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And she won her Academy Award for it.
Go off. I
love that.
There's cute little sets, behind the scenes photos of her and her son, because he was already born, but she was pregnant with her daughter while filming this movie. And this woman is tap dancing, running around the stage, like belting, screaming on the top of her lungs, and while pregnant. Women are amazing. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Honestly, and like Velma Kelly is, I I love Broadway. I love musicals. I can't sing for the fucking life of me, but Velma Kelly is my dream role. I will belt out Cell Block Tango in my shower.
Mhm.
I will belt out. I can't do it alone. All that jazz. Anything. And sometimes I might dream that I'm actually Velma Kelly on Broadway. Is it going to happen? No. But just fascinated by her. But Richard Gere is also in this movie, which sometimes I forget Richard Gere can actually
Give him the
sing.
old razzle dazzle.
Yes. He's incredible in it. Queen Latifah's in it, who's also incredible. I always forget Taye Diggs is in this movie, and I kind of love that. And Renee Zellweger, who
Yeah.
I also want to be
Roxy.
Roxy Hart. If I could somehow do like Chicago and be Velma and Roxy, like, you know how Cher was like Tony and Maria, like during that one thing that she did. Yeah, if I could do that, that would be great.
John C. Reilly's in it too.
Yes.
Fine.
He is. He also sings in the movie, and his song is probably the worst one in the movie, just in general.
Mr.
Like
Seth.
oh my god, I hate that song. Sorry.
Very repetitive.
Yeah.
I would never picture him in that, but
He plays Roxy's wife, like a really like quiet dude. I mean, the song is about like people don't notice him. But just the movie. So fun fact, I've never actually seen Chicago on Broadway, just for the sole reason of this movie. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when I hear a song sung by someone and it's the first version I've ever heard of it, I immediately fall in love with it. And then I can't listen to it sung by anyone else. So I've listened to the Chicago cast recording and then the movie recording. Just the movie recording is way better because that's the first one I've heard. So I can't listen to the cast, and I feel like I can't go to Broadway and see it.
Also, the musical cast doesn't have Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Exactly.
So
they
I get
good people though. They get a lot of big
yeah,
names.
but are they Catherine Zeta-Jones? No.
No, who was in it recently? I forgot someone else.
Emma Stone was in it. Right? It's like Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Okay. Sometimes I used to get Cabaret and Chicago when I was younger.
Totally different.
I know they both start with a C.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cabaret takes place in Germany.
That is not where I would expect that to take place. My next one, I'll talk about Halloween. Because I think Macy's seen it. Lexie hasn't seen it, so I feel like I can't talk much about it.
Of course I've seen it, yes.
This movie, so I think this was like my family, everyone in my family kind of loved these movies, and it's like really the only horror movies we kind of watch. So I've always known of them, and I think that was kind of my introduction into horror. And if you know me, I love horror movies. This movie's just so good, and it's one of the best horror movies I think I've ever seen, and just movies in general. Like, it's so creepy without like the use of like jump scares and gore and blood, which is something that I really appreciate because I do love horror movies, but I don't appreciate things jumping out at me or like intestines flying all over. I don't need that in a movie. Mm-hmm. Just Michael Myers is like so scary. Like, he's just an average dude with like the strength of 100 people. Like, it's insane. And it has my girl Jamie Lee Curtis, who I freaking adore. And like, I mean, if you even follow me on Twitter, like I follow so many Halloween fan pages and I'm just constantly like tweeting about it. It has like, I'm not a sequel person, but it has like a real, like, the second movie, phenomenal, probably tied right up there with the original for me. And like all the new ones are coming out. I'm like thriving. I'm obsessed. I think it's honestly the best horror movie ever made, in my opinion. It's just so good.
I mean, it literally is like classics that horror movies nowadays take from.
Yeah, like even Scream, like, which is my second favorite movie, I'd say, of horror. That like grabbed so much from Halloween, and like so much so that they're even watching it in the movie. Like it paved the way for that entire genre.
Oh yeah,
which I think
it definitely did.
And also for being a 1978 movie, it holds up so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't feel like aged really. I mean, it has some lines that like I'll watch and I'll just be like that leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but like it doesn't look old, which I feel like is something that a lot of people would probably like have issues with, but for me I feel like it really holds up.
It has an old school vibe, but it's like an aesthetic almost, and not like it's outdated.
No. I think like the aesthetic of it kind of like just makes it even better. Like this is not a movie that I feel like would work as well now. I mean, it was kind of rebooted in a sense, but like it
paved the way, like and like a new way of horror where he never spoke. It was just the silence is what's so scary, and just I'm like the stalking there is just what's so scary about it. It's not like the ripping, like you said, all that.
No.
It's further than that.
And he's just like so like methodic and like quiet and creepy, and it just like he comes out of nowhere and you don't expect it. And like this dude, like he could win marathons and speed walking. Like you can't outrun him. He walks and he catches you.
Oh,
it's great.
He falls off a balcony.
And he lives
down there.
He gets blown up by dynamite in later movies. He gets his head cut off and somehow still, well, that's explained later, but like he gets his fingers shot off, like everything. This man is bionic.
And he never needs medical attention.
No. It's great. I'm making Alexie watch this in October. She doesn't have a say. We're gonna do a podcast episode.
Or my Halloween shirt.
Me too.
Worn it tonight.
I think you'd like it, Lex.
No, I think I would. I mean, when I was younger, I just didn't really like horror. I didn't like jump scares. I didn't like anything that gave me the creeps. But, like, obviously I've warmed up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, like, in the same vein as Silence of the Lambs, where, like, it's creepy. Mm-hmm. I think, like, now that I'm older now, it doesn't scare me. It used to scare me as a kid. Yeah. He is still pretty scary, honestly. But, like, it's not, like, reliant on jump scares or anything. It has, like, a couple. Yeah. But, like, nothing that's, like, making me want to cry.
Does he ever speak?
No.
That's weird.
If you watch the Rob Zombie remakes, which I do not claim, I do not like Rob Zombie style of film, just too much for me. That's like, he takes that movie and gives his own spin and gives Michael a backstory as like a child and everything. So you see him speak in that, but the original and like all the sequels from the original, no. Never speaks, which I think makes it creepier.
Yeah, no, that really does. I kind of want him to speak.
I watched.
I don't know. I feel like that'll.
It would definitely ruin it.
I was watching. So in Scream, remember I told you those podcasters that are in the episode? I watched them. Mm-hmm. So they were doing a review on the new Halloween, and the doctor in it, is obsessed with Michael saying something. So he's like, "Say something, say something." And the podcast girl, she's like, "I would have loved it if Michael just said something and then killed the guy."
Stop. That would have been iconic.
Okay, that would have been.
It kind of would have been funny.
I would have been okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever actually see what he looks like?
His mask gets pulled off in the first one, but like it's like a really brief second.
Do you ever find out why he's actually doing this, or is that just part of the mystery?
At the very beginning of the movie, I mean,
he kills his sister in the beginning of the first one, and then in the second one, which has now been retconned to not be canon in the newer ones, in the second one it's revealed that Jamie Lee Curtis is his sister. And so I love that storyline, and it got kicked off of the new ones, and I'm so mad about it. But I think that just made it creepier. Like, he was chasing her down because he wanted to kill all of his bloodline, and that's, like, the theme of every movie. Like, in the fourth and fifth one, he's after his niece, and then the sixth one, he's after his son.
They should have done so many.
Thing. It's something.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that many.
No, it's
done
too
so
much.
many.
So which ones do I actually have
I love
to watch?
that.
One.
The second one.
It's so hard. There's like
Or-
8 different timelines. I would say like 1, 2, and H2R are my favorites, and then 1, 2018, the new one, and then the one that's coming out this year.
Yeah, the newer ones.
Those are like that's what I call the Jamie Lee Curtis universe.
So just the ones that Jamie Lee is in.
Except for Resurrection.
Yes.
Resurrection can choke.
Okay.
She gets killed in the
Sorry.
first 5 minutes. It's not good.
Oh.
But my favorite fact about that movie, it's literally like widely regarded as the worst one in the entire series. They begged her to come back, and she's like, fine, I'll only come back if you give me X amount of money, like way more than, she said she would only come back for 30 minutes of the movie, and they had to pay her this much, and then they ended up keeping her longer than that, so they had to pay her more, and she donated her entire paycheck to charity.
Oh,
And I just think
I
that's
love
amazing.
her.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about her too is she's not the original queen her mom is.
Yeah.
And then she became like the new
Yeah.
Scream Queen, and she still is like
Her mom's in one of the movies with her.
Oh.
It's really cute.
My next one is Legally Blonde. I love Reese Witherspoon.
She's your mom.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, do I even have a favorite because it's Legally Blonde?
It's a classic.
No, it is.
Yeah. It's so many iconic lines. The clothes or art scene at the very end.
You do
it's
such
so
a
good.
great job of that court scene.
Thank you. I tried. Second one is
Second one.
the on spinoff is We Don't Talk About.
Wait, the spin-off, like with the twin cousins?
No. Oh.
I loved that one.
That was so bad.
It was
Shayla.
so good.
bad, but so good.
When they redo the uniforms, it's everything to me.
Yeah.
I
I
love that
never
movie.
even finished it.
Get off my podcast.
I don't know why I liked it, but I just.
I did too. It was so good.
But so Legally Blonde, classic. I mean, I
Yeah.
love you.
Legally
good.
Blonde is definitely one of my most watched as well. Whenever I was in college during finals week, the only thing I'd watch is Legally Blonde on repeat.
She gives
As
me
you
hope
should.
that I can
Exactly.
do everything.
I recited it every finals week. If Elle Woods can make it to law school and graduate from Harvard, I can make it through this final.
She worked her ass off.
She did.
Bad.
Like you said, just so many iconic lines. I mean, I do the bend. My mom does the bend and snap. It kills me. But just so funny. The courtroom scene just always gets me. I like just like
Plus, a little baby Linda Cardellini.
Yes.
And can we also talk? I know we all talk a lot about Elle's wardrobe, but I would like to give a shout out to Ali Larder because her newspaper outfit is everything to me.
Yes.
It's so good. I want it so bad.
When you said Ali Larder, immediately paper outfit.
Like
in
the
court.
hair, the outfit,
Yeah.
the makeup, it's so good. I'm obsessed with it.
Oh my god.
I want her to come back for number 3.
Please.
I would love that.
Did she come back for number 2?
I don't think so. I was in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the second one.
I think they talked to her.
Oh, maybe.
But I don't think she
I watched the second one in a
it.
while.
Yeah, I watched it once and that was probably it.
Me too.
Macy, I also like to point out that Victor Garber has been in 3 out of your 4 favorite comfort movies, which I'm not complaining about. I, oddly enough, went through a Victor Garber phase. Why? I don't really know.
Great.
I think you just have a comfort person. And it's Victor Garber.
Oh my god.
Don't worry. I had like a very odd crush on him at one point. I think it's because of how many times I watched Legally Blonde during finals week that I went through Victor Garber phase. Do you have anything else to say about Legally Blonde, Macy? I mean, besides that, it's probably one of the best movies ever made.
I just love Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think one of the first things I ever saw her in growing up, and that kind of started my love for her. And I remember my headspace as a kid, Legally Blonde for the first time, and it's just funny to like things I didn't understand back then now, because I didn't understand like how school worked or anything, and I was like, why is she living in this house world? I didn't understand any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just fun watching it as a kid was until now. How much it means so much more to me now. Send the message. Relate to someone to college and trying to impress them by going. The ending is just so sweet.
It is.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just such a good ending when she's like, if I'm going to be a.
Also, Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, queen.
I quote all the time, I'm taking the dog, dumbass, all the time.
Because my next movie is a childhood favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Instant classic. It's the Lindsay Lohan version of The Parent Trap. It's just movie. So perfect. Once again,
I used to be obsessed with this movie purely for the scene where they trash the other girl's cabin. That scene is amazing. I used to watch it, put it in literally just for that scene, and then turn it off.
I didn't just turn it off. Well, first
off,
me
and my friends used to do the hand.
Stop! Yeah. I love that. I want to learn that handshake. Actually.
Okay, when I come to New York, I'll learn it with you, and then we'll go fly to Mississippi and meet Macy.
Sounds good.
I will make you go all the way there.
Okay, then you can come to
us. Well, first off, it's a Nancy Meyers film, and Nancy Meyers makes some pretty iconic movies. And it's just like a perfect, like, it set my standard for love, probably. Like, Nick Parker literally tracked down every single bottle of wine that they shared on their wedding night, and they're divorced.
Oh my god.
That is one of my favorite movie kisses of all time.
It's so good. So good. My favorite scene probably in that movie is when Chessie realizes that it's the wrong.
Love Chessie.
I love Chessie.
Queen. Also, she's made a comeback. I really want to watch Ava Elementary.
Yes.
That's a side note.
Oh yeah, I do too.
But it's just, it's so good. I mean, it's also it's a movie for the lesbians. Meredith, like Chessie and Elizabeth Parker.
Yeah.
I think that was my, like, gay awakening.
Elizabeth Parker is kind of everything.
Like, yes.
So pretty. Rest in peace. Honestly.
Yeah.
I remember when I found out that she died, what year that was, I was, like, really sad. Because I was like, I love her in that movie.
Yeah.
But
also, Lindsay Lohan. I love her.
She did incredible. Like, so much that she had a twin back then.
I really thought she had a twin.
She did.
I think we all did. Which I think is so funny.
Again, another movie that holds up so well.
So well.
Like, the technology, like the fact that they had Lindsay playing two characters and it looks flawless is really interesting to me. I will never be able to understand how they do that. I've watched videos on it and I still don't really comprehend it, but
I mean, I've seen TikToks of people point out when it's not. Yeah. But
can we talk about, though, how the woman is the camp counselor woman?
Is Janice from Friends.
Yeah, I love that.
I was shocked when I found that out.
Yeah, so was I.
I think that because she's not doing the voice.
Yeah. I also really thought Janice just sounded like that always. And then I saw the band and I was like, oh no. She doesn't sound like that always.
Did you guys ever try Oreos and peanut butter?
No, I don't like peanut butter. But I feel like everyone's at least seen The Parent Trap once in their life, and honestly, if you don't fall in love with this movie, I think...
It's such a feel-good movie.
Yeah, it really is. And if you don't cry at the end when they take the plane to freaking London, and Hallie's like, we didn't want to leave you guys again. And they're like, we?
Important
and then Nick
question.
comes to... Yeah.
Who would you rather live with? Elizabeth Parker or Nick?
God.
Mine. Nick.
Thank you, me too.
Those Chessie and all that.
Oh, I just really like
like
their house.
I'm gonna go back and forth just because, I mean, like, I feel like living in another country would be really fun, but I just think living in a vineyard would be really fun, too.
And you get Chessie. And not to say that their butler isn't great, but, like...
Oh my god, Martin's hilarious.
Cool.
I love Chessie. Chessie's so comforting.
She is. So if I'm really not feeling America anymore, then I'm going to London. But I've also never been to the West Coast, so I feel like living on a vineyard would be fun.
Oh yeah. I also really want to go to this summer camp.
Which the summer camp I think is on the East Coast.
All right, let's go.
I'll find it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
My next one is Just Go With It. I will die on the hill that this is the best rom-com. It's got everything.
It does.
And also,
I love that movie.
It's so good. Like, it has no right being as good as it is.
No.
And, like, since I joined Letterboxd, I have learned that a lot of people don't like Adam Sandler.
Yes.
And I don't get why. Because this man makes me swoon. Like, he is so cute. I would marry Adam Sandler.
His stuff is so funny. Like,
yeah.
He definitely has
there's
so many
movies that aren't good ones,
Yeah.
but, like, a lot that are classics. And, like, his chemistry with Jennifer Aniston is incredible.
So good.
They're so good.
Have I ever mentioned the TikTok that I saw where there's like, if you want to be a celebrity, which one would you be? And this girl says Adam Sandler, and she says, because this man can get some company to pay millions of dollars to film a movie with his best friends in a tropical island and get to kiss the hottest girl of the year. Like, I'm like, wow, you were 1,000% right. So, like, how do you not think an Adam Sandler movie is good? Granted, Grown Ups is not great, but honestly, like, you're filming a movie with your best friends.
I love Grown Ups. That is one of my comfort
I like
movies.
Grown Ups too.
It's an awful movie, but it's just like a guilty pleasure watch.
I think it's so good.
It's always on TV.
It is.
I think it's so good.
In retrospect, it's not Oscar worthy.
No.
But it's just like,
Not at all.
it's a guilty pleasure watch.
There's very few Adam Oscar worthy movies.
Yeah.
But
I think the only one that people like agree on is like Click, Punch Drunk Love, and Uncut Gems. We love Adam Sandler.
Yes.
I don't know. There's just something about this movie. It's like, it's laced with something. It's so good. And it's so
Nicole
rewatchable.
Kidman's in it.
Nicole Kidman,
God.
Jennifer
Random.
Aniston, like, Bailey Madison. I forget the kid's name. But, like, Adam Sandler, all of, like, his friends make an appearance. It's great. And, like, I'm a sucker for, like, you know, like, going to, like, a tropical place and, like, falling in love, but you're with somebody else. And then the end scene of, like, them, like, sitting at the thing, he's like, okay, so I was up on the hill, and I was looking out, and I'm like, this is the woman I'm going to marry. Only problem is, she wasn't there. And Jennifer Aniston's like, she wasn't? He's like, no, that they kiss and it's amazing. Oh, and the coconut scene.
So funny.
Yes.
It's got so many good moments. And then the scene of, like, everybody, like, when they're all at the watering hole thing, and Jennifer Aniston's like, I'm gonna go swimming, and they're like, oh, like, don't want to see that. And then she walks out because she's fucking Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
And, like, blows them all out. It's so good. And the soundtrack on it, it's like a lot of The Police and, like, Sting, and it's so good.
Like, the storyline is so, like, it just sounds like something you would read in a can you?
I gotcha.
Yeah, no, we got you. It's very fanficky.
Yeah, it definitely is, but
Yeah.
I think, like, that just, like, makes it All the better.
I wonder if they stole this from Wattpad.
Maybe.
I like it, but I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like one of those movies, like, if I have nothing to watch, like, that's the one I'm gonna put on.
Yes.
It's just, like, so comforting to me. Like, that's, like,
also
the epitome of a comfort movie.
I love
Yeah.
that girl named Palm.
Palmer.
I like that name.
Palmer.
Yeah.
Palmer.
I don't know. There's just, like, so many, like, cliches in it
Yeah.
that just, like, make it what it is. It's so good. And I think that's another one where, like, the cast is just, like, so perfect. It's great.
My, I guess, last movie, and these are 2 movies.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah. It is the Scooby-Doo movies from the early 2000s. These
Classic.
movies, they have tried to make other live-action Scooby-Doo do not work out.
No.
Linda Cardellini is the only perfect Velma.
Love her.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is perfect.
Also,
And-
you could never make another one because I think what's so great about it is that Scooby-Doo's CGI is absolutely horrible. And if you make one that his CGI is good, it's just not going to work.
No.
What? I want them to come back together.
I'd be so down.
Anyway, so Scooby-Doo movies, they're still hilarious as ever.
No, I love them. They're so funny.
good.
Exactly, they're so funny. No, it's like not just a kids movie. It's
Oh yeah, they got like the innuendos for the adults too.
back in the day, I had a Scooby-Doo like book. Okay, I'm done with Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Okay. My next
Let me
one.
get settled in.
Yeah. So my next one, it's really not one specific movie, even though I could make it about one specific movie, but it's really just more of a franchise. It's the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise. Specifically, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is my favorite currently. I know you don't like it.
I like it. It's just I like the original Jurassic World better than the Fallen Kingdom. But I know why you like it. And I do like it. Like, it's not that I don't like it. I definitely like the first one better, and I think it's for the glass balls.
I like them both for their different reasons, because obviously
they're very different movies.
Yes. Obviously, like, the original Jurassic World was, like, the restarter of it all, so, like, it got that excitement back in me, like, oh, we're going through this all again. But spoiler alert for the second one, they try to sell dinosaurs to the rich. And
it's like such like a weird idea, but it works so well.
Honestly, and like if dinosaurs were to exist, this would 1,000% happen. And like obviously that kind of is what kickstarts what's going to be the third movie. And if you watch our most anticipated TV shows and movies of this year, you know I'm so excited. I could cry right now just thinking about
just the OG cast coming back together is everything.
Everything, and something I never thought I'd ever get again.
No.
Also, Jeff Goldblum's monologue in the second one is just probably what sends it over the edge for me.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, the original Jurassic Park is just so good, too.
I just recently rewatched it, and, like, the raptors in the kitchen scene still scares me. Like,
yeah.
I know how it ends every single time, and it, like, still, like, gets me scared. Like, I'm so anxious during it, because I'm like, are they going to get out? Like,
that movie is anxiety-inducing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And, like, the second one is, like, honestly, like, I love it. It's, like, the one that focuses on, like, Jeff Goldblum's character, who I love, but it also has Julianne Moore.
Yes.
And, like, the scene where they're, like, dangling over the edge of the cliff, and, like, the T-Rexes are, like, it's so good. Like, these movies are so good. Dinosaurs are so cool. I would 100% visit Jurassic Park.
Oh, me too.
It'd be an honor to get eaten by a T-Rex.
That's a great way to go out. Just I still get chills watching the original Jurassic Park and them seeing the dinosaurs for the first time, and I'm like, I like start to tear up just
I
because of their
know.
faces.
It's
just,
when the music comes in too, and like they see the first dinosaur, and also the ending when the T-Rex comes out and eats the raptors, and then the Jurassic Park banner falls down as he roars, and
so good, fun.
that
So
movie's a masterpiece.
it is. This is really random, but so I was in orchestra like from 5th grade all the way to when I graduated high school. Fun fact. And for one of our concerts, I forgot who's the orchestrator for Jurassic Park, but he did Jurassic.
John Williams.
Yes, John Williams. So we played like a melody of all his songs from like Jurassic Park, Jaws, some like.
Sorry, Dusty. What did you play?
I played the viola.
Ooh, what is that?
It's basically a larger version of the violin.
Violin
But-
is so hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. I was pretty shitty at it. No, I was really freaking shitty at it. I never practiced. I hated it, but my orchestra teacher would not let me quit. But anyway, during that one thing, we would never have the melody throughout the entire collaboration. No, I guess it's melody. Compilation. Yeah, no, compilation of his music. But the one song we had the melody for was Jurassic Park. Do, 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 do. It's just so good, and it gives me chills. Ugh.
When the music kicks in, when that song kicks in the trailer, when Ellie and Alan see each other again, I was done. Oh.
No, I'm just like done as soon as like Laura Dern, like the first millisecond she pops up, I'm like, oh my god.
She is one of the best characters I've ever seen.
She is.
She kicked ass.
I need to rewatch.
You do.
You need to watch all of them.
Yes.
So we'll do an episode with Macy and Izzy at the same time because Izzy's never seen all of them. Izzy's never even seen the first one. So we're gonna watch them all.
Yes.
And that's saying something because I don't.
We could honestly skip number 3.
Yeah, we could. Who would have thought that I would be obsessed with dinosaurs?
Right? I used to be so scared of it, and then one time I just like wanted to watch it, and I became addicted.
It's
I
like,
honestly.
yeah, I'm shocked too.
That's one of y'all's favorites. Like, so it's probably like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
I just think it's so fun because, like, I don't know, there's
Yeah.
just something cool about seeing like these dinosaurs in the real world. Maybe not in the real world, but number
also-
2 is really cool for that reason because I like when the dinosaur goes to the city.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's kind of cute too because it's kind of like childhood dreams panning out.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, we're never actually going to see dinosaurs, but obviously paleontologists, like, that's their dream and their love is dinosaurs. So, like, for that,
I bet
like,
Ross Geller just loved this movie.
honestly, I'm surprised he never watched it in Friends.
Right?
I feel like
I want David Schwimmer. Oh, wait, didn't we already say we want David Schwimmer in the new one and he's going to solve everything?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I need. He could play Jeff Goldblum's brother,
Stop, he could.
right? Those movies are classics.
They are. They're never not going to be one of my favorites.
No, they're so rewatchable too.
They are. Come back in June when we watch Jurassic World Dominion and just freak out for 5 hours.
That's literally, it'll probably be such a long episode.
Yeah. We can't even, like, go full into detail. Like, we can't do, like, our Scream where we went scene by scene. We just have to, like,
we'll
just
get so distracted.
dive right in and be like, this is the best movie ever made.
We're gonna be so hyped up.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
we're done talking about Jurassic World now.
Our last movie, though, is... I saved it for last for a reason, because we all love this movie. Mamma Mia, The National Treasure.
So good.
Listen, I'm just going to say it right now. Should have won all the Oscars. It's
It shoulda.
Oscar worthy. It's Golden Globe worthy. SAG Award worthy. Everything. I think I think it's the best movie ever made.
Because it is.
It is. I know
Feel good.
it's so bad that I know every single line, every single like song, every single like fun fact about the movie. Like I'm obsessed.
I genuinely love this movie with every fiber in my being. And actually, I didn't go to a lot of movies in the movie theater when I was a kid, but I remember seeing the trailer for this movie, and I was like, I have to go see this in theaters. And I was absolutely hooked. I think I was probably around 8 or 9 when this movie came out. And obviously, some of these jokes are not for a child.
Yeah.
But I went with my mom still tells me this because she knows how much I love this movie. She's like, me and Grandma took you to this movie and they're making these inappropriate jokes and we're just looking at you, like, seeing if you, like, understand it. But, like, I was just sitting there, like, amazed. I'm also... colors really grab me, and obviously this movie takes place in Greece. So just all the blues, I'm like, wow.
I remember going to see this too. Like my aunt and my mom had went and saw it, and then they came home and they're like, "You need to see this." So they took me to see it, and I was hooked immediately. And I remember like that night, like I couldn't sleep because all the songs were just like in my head, and I was obsessed. And like before like streaming like services were a thing, and like before it came out, like my mom found a link online and made me and let me watch it before it came out on DVD.
Stop. I love that.
I was obsessed.
I have
with it.
DVD.
And it's so
I have
funny
the
because
DVD.
same. But it's so funny because I used to not like The Winner Takes It All and Slipping Through My Fingers and When All Is Said and Done, but now those are 3 of my favorites. And I just think it's so funny, like, growing up, like, how your taste kind of changed.
Yeah.
Also, justice for When All Is Said and Done, because that is one of the best songs in the movie, and everyone sleeps on it.
You always say this.
It's one of the best ones, and it makes me cry.
It's cute.
Pierce Brosnan is not that bad.
That song stuck in your head.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
easy.
No,
And like I need to do something, like get in a head. I have like a Spotify playlist of all the songs of the movies, and I just listen to it, and I am really in a great mood.
It's
Yes.
such a feel-good movie. Although, like, every time I finish it, I almost feel, like, sad. Like, when the sparkle, like, zips out and then it goes black, I just, like, I feel, like, sad almost. Not because, like, the movie's sad, but because I'm sad it's over and I'm not in this universe anymore.
No, I get sad when Waterloo is done because that scene, that great ending credit scene is them
The best.
jamming out to Waterloo.
The best. When the guys come out, yeah.
Oh, so good.
And I'm convinced everybody is either a Tanya, a Rosie, or a Donna. Lexie's the Donna.
I don't know what I am at all.
I think you're a Tanya.
Lexie, do you agree?
I partner wants to say Rosie.
Honestly, actually, yeah.
Like either, I don't care. Look at them.
I feel like I'm more of a Tanya than a Rosie, though. So maybe Macy's the Rosie, and we can be
The Dynamos.
Everything's so pretty and sun-kissed and happy.
There's
Yeah.
not like a bad scene in that movie.
No.
Like there's
It's
never,
fast, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's not.
There's never downtime, which I like.
And if you know all the songs, it's like
Yeah.
that song. You don't have time to like just sit there and.
Yeah.
I also
So before you know the movie's over. Damn.
Yeah.
Now I gotta rewatch it.
Yes, you do. I also
I think
love
I've
that they
seen that
got
movie probably over 200 times, and that's not
Oh.
even being exaggeratory because I used to watch it like 3 times a day.
yeah. No,
And that was like a few years ago. Like I was going through a phase where I would watch it every day multiple times. Like it would finish and I would put it right back on.
We can all agree killing off Donna was not the move.
Oh no, not the movie.
I don't claim that. I don't.
No. I don't
Nope.
either.
I don't mind the second movie. Sam
I
doesn't
hate that
really
part.
like it.
I like it.
But obviously the original's better.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite. I think I like have to be in a certain mood to watch the second one because it upsets me. I cry.
I love
I just got a memory on my Snapchat the other day of me sobbing watching the end of it when they sing Super Trooper.
So good. I mean, I also think I'm a little biased that I have to like the second one because Cher's in it. But I'm
Oh,
a
she's
little
the best.
hurt that Cher and Meryl are not in it together.
No, but they do sing together at the end.
True, but still. And I also think it's hilarious they got Cher to play her mother when Cher and Meryl are only a year apart.
Yeah.
But Cher was in it. That's great.
Queen.
It's so good.
I also love that they were drunk filming this entire movie.
Yeah. Oh, my other favorite part is that Stellan Skarsgård?
Yeah.
His agents were like, "Will you do a musical?" He's like, "No, I can't sing." And they're like, "It's Mamma Mia." And he's like, "All right, sign me up." Like, same.
Wait, but we can all agree Pierce Brosnan. But I love his songs.
No, he's not bad. I don't know why
He's
people
not
hate on this
bad.
man. Once again, we could do an entire episode just on Mamma Mia.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I just think it's like a perfect movie.
No, it is perfect. And if you don't like Mamma Mia, please X out this podcast.
Yeah.
Even though you've made it to the end.
And the cast is great. The songs are great. The setting is beautiful.
Yeah.
Just go watch it if you haven't watched it. Even if you don't like musicals, like,
just aesthetically pleasing to watch. Like I said, the colors in that
like
movie.
ABBA.
Yeah.
How do you not like ABBA?
True. You know you've danced to Dancing Queen at some point in your life.
Always. But yeah, those are our 5 favorite movies. Or I guess comfort movies, really.
Comfort, most watched, something along those realms.
Yeah, next week we're doing F, Marry, Kill.
Oh my god, are we actually?
We're doing F, Marry, Kill.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and then we got another fun episode with Macy coming up in the middle of March.
Which we really
are
planning for.
So yeah, go to our Twitter or our Instagram and fill out the Google Doc that we have with a bunch of your favorite characters and least favorite characters.
TV and movie.
Yes, TV, movie. But yeah, definitely do that because we need the people. Because it's going to be some fun episodes. And I'm really excited for you guys to listen to them. I'm excited to record them, actually. I think it'll be so much fun.
Yeah, these are definitely more interactive ones. I know we've done more reviews and stuff lately. Yeah. But,
also, definitely leave us ideas, too. Because
yeah,
we've got a few, but we got, like, the next, 3 weeks planned out. And then we're out of ideas. So definitely leave us some.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got some ideas.
Please leave them.
Yes.
Thank you, Macy, for joining us again.
Yes.
Macy's just like the third member.
Yeah, she's just like our honorary member.
Yes.
I'm honored to be the honorary.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys need me. I'm here.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Enter the Fangirls. You can keep up with us on social media. Our YouTube and Instagram is Enter the Fangirls, and our Twitter is Enter Fangirls.
Make sure you follow us wherever you listen to your podcast, and we cannot wait for you to join us in our next episode. Once again, I'm Lexie.
I'm Sam, and this has been Enter the Fangirls.